Morning. Happy Friday. Piece of Casual Gaming Dad here. And we're almost ready here for the May 2021 Ashes of Creation live stream. I'm pretty excited because if you follow my channel or my YouTube, you would see that I've been covering this game a lot recently and doing some research and learning more about it. So I'm very excited to see how it goes and to just to be able to participate in one of their streams. Just a tad. Okay. So we're excited here. We're able to participate. So I'm glad I was able to complete my preliminary research for the time being before the first stream. Means I'm all caught up on all the streams. So here we go. Let's see what goes today. Let's see. Alright. So if you are joining me, then welcome. And if you're not, welcome. Feel free to watch this after the fact. If you're watching this on my YouTube channel, this would be the following week that I would be uploading it. Then, if you like the content, please leave a like and consider subscribing for more follow-up on this game, on other gaming news from a casual gamer, a dad, so to speak. So just be wary that you will experience some dad characteristics, dad jokes and whatnot, dad humor, and just that casual gamer perspective if you follow my content. And if that's something you can get behind, then I'd love to have you around to interact with. So leave some comments, leave some feedback, and it's always appreciated. Here we go. We got 2,500 people right now. Chat rules. Yeah, sure, of course, yeah. First time. Love the vibe and energy in this chat. It's great. See, this is one of the enjoyable things about this, is the interaction with other people. I like interacting with people. I do. I really do. I'm seeing people say things about Jeff. What happened here? I must have missed something. Was there some news I didn't keep up to date with on? Let me see. I'm gonna go to their. There we go.
Hello everyone and welcome
It's
to
a
our
different
glorious Ashes of
person.
Creation
You
Maid
program.
Development Update. And with me today is a little bit of a mix-up. Of course, we always have with us Stephen Sharif, our creative director. How are you doing today, Stephen?
I am very tired. No.
I'm with you. I am really tired. You want to talk about who's tired?
Yesterday was a long testing day. I got up at 3:30 in the morning and didn't get to bed until 1 a.m. So it was a rough day. But I'm doing great. Very excited. Loved the testing we did yesterday. Had a lot of fun. Can't wait to show the stream, some of the videos.
One person was so quick to put up a video, like, of talking about their experience. It was like I was just in shock. It's amazing to see how many of you are enjoying it and having fun. And obviously we know there are issues and stuff like that. It's an alpha. It's going to be. And of course with us we have somebody new, which some of you may know if you're a long-term member of our community, but if you are somebody who's new and you haven't ever checked out any of our previous streams, this is Kevin Mcpherson. And Kevin, if you want to talk about kind of what you do at Intrepid Studios and give people a little intro of you.
Sure. I'm lead gameplay programmer, so my job is to sort of spec out different tasks on the way to the milestones that we want to hit, and then work with production to schedule those out and get all the engineers
How to catch your life for once.
on the
Sad to
gameplay
hear
side
Jeff
working
leaving
on those
Soul to
tasks to
follow
get to the
dreams.
target.
Good luck to Kevin. Yeah.
I would say
Hey,
my job's pretty,
Elmer, thanks
pretty
for
great because I have
thanks for joining me,
incredibly
and
good engineering
likewise,
team,
you know, and
backing me up, as well as Mark
yeah,
Storch
I
and
just found out about
the
Jeff.
platform services team, and Ash Thoth, who's kept all of our builds and everything working.
Absolutely. If you guys ever saw The Wizard of Oz, that scene where they actually get into the Wizard of Oz room and there's like a curtain
Let's meet
and
Kevin
like the
and let's
dude
see-
who's actually
let's
the
see what he's
wizard doing
about.
all the magic behind the scenes, that's Kevin and the engineers. They're the ones who are
He's the lead
actually
programmer, so
making
he's definitely an
everything
important
work and happen
part of
and
the
just
team, no doubt.
performing code magic.
It is seriously magic. I adore all of you, and you...
We adore us too.
I saw in chat somebody said the unsung heroes. That's very true. You know, a lot of times the artists and the designers, you know, they have the ideas of the systems and they have the cool models. But
It's nice to meet
really
other
it's
people
the
on the team. It
engineers
really
who are
is.
the
It's,
glue that keeps everything
it's
actually
part of the
together.
appreciation piece that you don't always know
It's
what's going on
intended
behind the
Yeah.
scenes.
So
Might be
big
nice to have a more
props there.
technical
Yeah, go on.
perspective. That's
Yeah.
true.
He's like,
This is
please.
very. I like your perspective.
It's fun though.
Hands.
Valmer, I do.
We enjoy what
It's a
we
very.
do.
It's a positive. It's a
And
silver
of course,
lining
today
perspective,
we
and I like that.
have a
It's-
whole slew.
let's
This
see.
is actually going to be a very long live stream.
think
It
so,
might
but,
end up being a
you know,
2-hour one, so
what I
I
liked about
apologize in
Jeff
advance.
was
Of course, if you're watching this
pretty
on YouTube,
nerdy,
I always
and,
give
you know,
you
you could tell he was
timestamps
really
in the
into what he was
description.
doing,
So if you
and, I
didn't
like
know
that
that,
about him,
I
but,
do
you
that
know,
for
it's-
every
it's
single
all good,
one.
you know, gotta
because I
respect.
know
He-
some people want to
he
go
must
straight
have had
to
a
a
good
specific
reason
topic,
for-
or you want to relive it, or whatever it may
for
be.
leaving. So
yeah,
let's
just
wish
letting
him the
you all know
best.
that.
You know, for that. Right.
So today we will be doing quick reminders as per usual. We'll do a studio update from Steven. And of course, today
You know,
our
Margaret's
design
eyes, it's the lighting.
section is also going to
It's
incorporate
the
some
lighting. Her
engineering
eyes
goodness.
looking a
And I
little
have a little bonus love letter from our
almost
QA
creepy in a
team
way, 'cause it's
to all of our
lit
Alpha
up,
1
yeah.
testers. So
Oh, she's not wearing the
that will
glasses
be
too.
really
That might
adorable.
be something to do with it.
And we have an environment and character update.
I noticed this in one of the
Amazing
streams. I was
good
just like,
stuff
the whole
coming
time I
out
was
of
getting
that.
kind of freaked
And then
out a
we'll
little
do
bit.
our Q&A with you all.
But she's
So
got a
thank
great
you for
personality.
submitting your questions
I
over on the
adore her
forums. We
personality, I
super
really
duper
do.
appreciate it. So, should I get right into all of the things? And for the people asking about my PC, it's dead. It got melted.
Last night we were doing some late night testing and we were literally on the precipice of recording the video we're going to show you here in a moment. And of course, as usual, some stream
I know the
gremlin
pain of a
works its
PC
way
dying,
into
yeah,
the
it's horrible.
plans. I mean, the previous
It's
stream
horrible.
we had to retake 4 times because I could not get recording happening
It
on my
kept
computer.
being a black screen.
In 4 times we had to retake the video we showed you guys with the... Was that the dragon? Was that the last
Yeah,
one?
that was the last one.
Oh my
the dragon
gosh. Wow, it feels like that was years ago.
I know.
I know.
It's been a long month.
But then last night, Margaret just like, all I hear is user has disconnected from your channel. I'm like, huh, wonder what happened to Margaret.
I think I said before, I was like, I think my PC's dying.
Yes, that's true. And then I was like, really? You think so? And then you didn't respond. And I just heard the user disconnected. And then I saw Slack where you're just like, yeah, my computer's dead.
Yeah, my 3090 overheated my PC. It was a cooling issue, so.
Oh, she had a 3090 too.
Oh, that's. The IT guy's in. He's amazing. He brought me a PC at 11 p.m.
I
haven't been able to get a new video card.
I've just been setting up
this. By next year I can.
On my PC and the stream, but it's good.
And then you like a 3090 the entire night just to reset up all the streaming stuff. That's crazy.
God.
I couldn't even
gotta make sure you have
after the whole day of testing and
very
working.
important.
Video cards at 6 a.m. So
that big, no joke. They're like this. They need like their own box.
That we get you a nice little drink.
Yeah, I agree. Flexing a little bit there.
McP should give me some magic items for my Pathfinder character.
You gotta shell out. 1,000. Stupid.
Can I barter? Is that allowed? Live on.
McP's campaign doesn't actually have magic items. It hasn't been
2070. You know what I have? I have a 980 Ti.
That's true. All right. Well, let's get into it. You all don't want to hear about our Pathfinder
served me pretty well because most
so,
of the games I play don't require a really high quality one. But
I actually forgot to set up.
I'm usually the person who's got the newest card.
So I'm just going to read them off to you. I'm sorry about this.
Can't get it.
Well, first and foremost, we do have the web update. If you didn't notice, we took down the web. We actually thought we were going to take 7 hours. We only took 3. So can all things happen like that? That'd be great. But if you didn't know, we did provide Stripe as a default purchase option. I know that was something that everyone was very concerned about. If you do still want to use Zola, it is still available to you there as well. But if we do see that not a lot of people are utilizing it, we may, adjust things around.
Sure.
So we're always watching the data as it comes in.
Absolutely, and just to jump on that fact, this was a big request from the community, and obviously, our motto here is to take in the feedback that's necessary and let that effectuate change. So we're happy that we were able to provide this because of the outpouring request from the community.
Yeah, and we know people have been asking for it, so. Next, we do have our monthly cosmetic swap over for the Brine and Bounties, and that is scheduled for June 9th, 2021 at 11 a.m. Pacific. We always put that in our article. We let you know whenever the swap over is happening, so keep an eye on those things as we announce them. You always know a month in advance. And then they will swap over. Within this one, we also have our FAQ in regards to Alpha 1 pre-order packages and how that works. So please read that. I know that some people have asked a lot of those questions, and we usually keep it updated. And if any new ones come in, we make sure that we let folks know. And then, of course, we have, if you have any further questions, you can message us on our support Twitter, which is just, AOC support, and we'll answer all of your questions. And with, every month we always have a new dev update and dev discussion. So last month we asked you, or this last month we asked you, what are some examples of crafting systems and mechanics you've enjoyed from other games and why? What percentage of your time do you typically find yourself engaged in crafting activities in an MMO? And we'll be compiling that feedback for our lovely development team. We always send them over all of the goodies, and Toast does an amazing job. Mad love to Toast. And we'll have a new June 1 coming up in regards to environments. So if you have
just want to jump on your piggyback there with Toast. What a champ. I mean, Toast throughout the testing, unbelievable. Both you and Toast. But just a absolutely amazing job keeping the community informed and relaying messages and information to us 100%.
Yeah, I don't know what I would do without Toast, so. I love Toast.
Toast. Oh, I love it.
Oh. But I was saying that it would be funny if we grab all of the obviously we're looking for a junior community manager, if you're interested, apply. But I was like, what if we have all of our CMs be some form of bread? Like, what if we convince them all?
Or breakfast food.
Oh, breakfast food, yeah. Oh, but anyways,
get a jam and an egg.
If you find a good community manager, y'all, never let them go. keep them forever. And of course, further discussing more things that the lovely Toast does, we have our guild gatherings, which last month or this month we asked you, what kinds of activities do you like to participate in with your guild outside of the game? Which, you know, we are working on some really cool web integrating stuff, and, you know, we have an app that we're going to be working on in the future as well. So these are all great things for us to know in order to develop those type of things. And of course, just figuring out how maybe we can incorporate some of those outside of the game things into the game, right? And then of course next month is going to be talking about your fondest memories, and really give us your best ones, y'all. And if you have more than one, feel free to share them. I think from our perspective, we want to like bring back that nostalgia, and so you know, hopefully we're all on the same page in regards to what those memories are. But yeah, beyond that, we also have a reminder that our Alpha 1 preview spot test is coming up. Our next one, we are basically doing them every Wednesday if we can. Those are just depending. So if you do have Alpha 1 access, you will get access to that. Currently, the next one is scheduled for June 2nd at noon to 5 p.m. But we'll let you know if that changes. And of course, our next un-NDA one will, you know, be further down the line, and we'll keep you guys informed of all of that stuff. And there is an article about this as well, if you want to go check it out on our news channel over in the update on Alpha 1 schedule. And reminder that the NDA for the visual aspect of it is still in play, so no video, no streaming, no nothing like that, but you can talk all you want about your experience. And believe me, y'all have been talking. We've been watching so many videos. And speaking of videos, it's a great segue to our long-awaited content creator program. As I announced last month, we were going to be announcing it. It is announced. It's live. You can apply. Here's the caveat right now. There's so many of you that have applied, and that is amazing. That's so amazing that we need a person to just run that. So currently we are looking for an influencer relations specialist that will be helping us run this program, and we actually are going to be opening up a secondary program that is going to be subsidiary of this program. It's not going to be something you apply for. Yeah, it's going to be basically a boot camp / training. We haven't come up with the final name of it. I'm designing it at the moment, but we don't want to say no to all, like a lot of you. We see that some of you are passionate. You want to create content. We want you to create Ashes of Creation content, but maybe you need a little help with like your stream or how it runs, or maybe you're not quite ready to be tagged as a like official content creator in our perspective. But we want to help you get there. And so
I literally messaged
That'll be nice.
Margaret.
I'd like to do that.
Margaret, I'm like getting a lot of anxiety, and I feel terrible about messaging thousands of people rejection letters.
Oh. And I was like, "Are you going to give me a person?" And he was like, "Yes." And I was like, "All right, then we're done."
I will give you a person.
Because I just can't do everything. So I think we're really looking for that person. If you know somebody who would be fantastic for that, please send them our way. We'd love for them to apply. And of course, we're going to pick the best candidate possible. But yeah, so it's going to take a little bit more time for us to finalize all of this and design this subsidiary program before we send out all of our acceptance letters to either one of these programs.
I'd like to do that.
But we just wanted to kind of be upfront with you all. That
I can be the
we're
bearer
so
of bad
happy
news.
that there's so many people who want to make Ashes of Creation content.
I'm kidding, but I'm also not.
So thank you. That's huge. Further beyond that, I think that's all I got for updates. Whew, it was a lot. And I'm sorry I didn't have anything visual for you to look at other than our faces. I normally do. That's the one thing I forgot. I was trying to get everything set up before. So I'm going to toss it over to our wonderful and glorious creative director, Stephen Sharif, to talk a little bit more about our studio updates.
Okay, so there's a form.
So, as usual, we are always hiring, and we have brought on some great people over the last month and a half or so. We've actually just hired 3 additional producers as well, which is great. An engineer started last week. We have a lot of we have a recruiter and HR starting next week. We're getting ready to move into the office. We are actually in the building. The server rooms are getting set up by, I think, Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. All of the electrical is getting put in, the cabling within the next week and a half. And then hopefully around the middle of June, we will be back in studio. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just said that. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to actually be able to see the person's face that I'm talking to on the regular and collaborate and have our potlucks again.
Oh yeah, our monthly potlucks. Y'all, we should just start a restaurant.
We should honestly video the first potluck we have in the new studio. We need to just video all of the food that our amazing developers create. Kevin and his unbelievable chilies and meats that he brings in, and his wife Jerry is this absolute amazing cook I've ever seen. It's like a dynamic duo, the two of them.
Come on, Kevin, smile a little bit.
I mean, really, everybody brings in fun.
So
Margaret, your mac and cheese,
that's
I remember.
I know.
Oh my
Everyone
God.
always wants it, so I always bring just mac and cheese. But I make a lot of other stuff.
Right.
That's true.
Here.
That
Whoops.
So
but
that's
people
exciting
just request my mac and cheese, so I usually make mac and cheese.
So
Yeah,
very
right
excited
here.
to be back in studio. Also
And
super
there's
excited to
details
start doing
here,
some job
your
fairs.
forum
We have a lot of
displaying.
hires that we need to do
Yeah,
over the
so
next 6 months or so.
I'm gonna fill this
A
out.
lot of
Not
fun
right
plans
now,
for
but I
that.
will.
And the funny thing is, we've onboarded a lot of people actually over the COVID year, and I don't
even know these people's faces.
I know. I've seen it.
I'd love to be
I had a couple of
cover. I mean, I'm already doing it, so I'd love to be in
Mario
it.
Smash Brothers, brought over some Switches, did some board games, and got to meet a few people. But there's still a lot I haven't met yet, and I know we've had a lot of people move to San Diego over the last few months that we onboarded who were remote. But just excited to get together with those guys and gals and get to know them.
Yeah.
So that's exciting.
We have done some group virtual get-togethers on Zoom and stuff, but it's it's not the same as seeing people in real life. And Stephen's not drinking wine; he's just fancy AF and drinks out of a wine glass.
I could use the bottle, but then you might yell at me. I may have to tear the label off or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I'm always like, no other brands. I don't want us to get in trouble. It's more so. And anything else? So that's the studio side, the hiring side. Anything else on that side?
Oh, sorry. And testing has been going great. As you guys know, this month we had our weekend-long test with many of our Alpha 1 testers. I decided that in light of us pushing the dates back as we did for the Alpha 1 testing and the NDA release, that I would release the verbal NDA so that people get to talk about their experiences. Hopefully, you guys have had an opportunity to jump onto our Reddit or on the forums and watch many of the content that's been created,
Yes, I did that.
chat with people who are participating in the test on Discord.
I did that on Wednesday.
I
watched
Alpha
several
1, the preview
videos.
to Alpha 1,
Not all,
it is,
of course, not all
as
of
I've
them,
said
but-
many times, a very technically oriented test. We have the core systems kind of stood up in a bare bones fashion, and we're vetting these things. And it's not a content related test. This is not a typical marketing oriented alpha. This is a true developmental alpha. And it's been a real fun time watching people get into the game that you've been building for a long time, and seeing even in the state now, which is nowhere near what it will be at launch, to see the people's reactions on the videos that they're creating, talking about how much fun they've had, to read their responses on our thread feedback, just kind of getting back to that nostalgia that so many of us have experienced in wanting to relive that first MMO experience. And it's impossible really to get that back, but it's fun to come close, and it's fun to see people experiencing some of those emotions that they experienced with their first love, so to speak. We have a long way to go, and real big hats off to everyone who is taking the time to test. And being very methodical in their approach to that testing, submitting bug reports. We had thousands of bug reports, many of them duplicates, but I think we had over 2,000. That
QA wrote it in their little letter. Yeah.
Oh yes, I'm sorry, I don't want to preempt that. Yeah, there's a letter from QA from Sean. But yeah, testing's been going great. Big props to the testers, and hopefully you guys will enjoy the video that we're going to show you just here in a little bit.
Right.
We also got so much information too from profiles, and it's just not possible without all of your support in your testing.
Yeah,
massively
absolutely
important.
Yes, 100%. I mean, as Kevin can tell you, obviously we have simulated players, we have headless clients that we put into the game, and bots and whatnot.
I'm filling out the
there's only so
right
much
now.
that you can script those bots to kind of do and try.
It seems they're releasing the real India has been a lot of a bit of a mixed bag. We nicely discussed the progress, but a lot of flack on the content system they want for that.
Sorry, nobody is as crazy as
so yeah, that's definitely true. I think that there's often a misunderstanding though with a alpha and its purpose.
Okay.
In comparison to betas,
we have a very long
most
video
of the time the public doesn't
minutes.
have access to
so
alphas.
we will be playing that
it's not commonplace.
Next.
Although more so nowadays than it was in the past.
Yes.
But nonetheless,
yes, I want to mention one more thing. Those of you who didn't have an opportunity
I think the feedback's important, and the team is aware of it, and I'm sure they were aware of most, if not all, the things even before that feedback. So people just need to understand a beta is a whole different beast than an alpha.
I remember actually
these things take time, and it seemed the stuff we've seen on the streams they didn't get.
Jeff, I think I was interviewing him for a game writer position. Actually, it wasn't for lead game. I was.
So I'd say just be patient, give them time. They're paying attention to feedback. They know that things aren't
we started
great in a great spot, but
he really lived up to
the real purpose there is to do testing things like the service.
He was kind of a jack of all trades, so to speak, and he was able to kind of hit spots.
I really think there's a very common misunderstanding with people.
And over the years, he really just
because we're not used to having access to this.
He grew into that role as a lead designer.
Usually, you see a game when it's released, maybe in beta.
Jeff went to pursue, one of his passions, which is
Steven is choosing to be more transparent about the development, which there's pros and cons to both. Right? There's a lot of pros, but there's definitely some cons.
Everybody here.
Personally, I would advise him to be cautious about it. It seems like he's being cautious.
Talents that he provided the team and the company and the project over the last 5 years.
You don't want to just release everything because it's going to give people a bad impression.
I shared a lot of passion.
And you got to be careful with that. A lot of
storytelling with Jeff.
A bad first impression can ruin a game.
Particular.
I'm cautiously optimistic.
Early on in the company's inception,
this game's a ways off, though.
Have a lot of Pathfinder sessions.
That much is obvious.
Tabletop role-playing games.
Which is fine.
Game together at my place, every weekend. And there was this. I'm going to tell the story. Jeff might hate.
I'm not thirsting over this.
There was this one time where John and I
know what it is.
had a great idea.
It looks great. Sure, it's got a lot of
potential. Kevin was there too, I think. Actually, we had a great idea to. Okay, here I'll just explain it. So I had on my phone this nuclear attack video, right? And it was basically this thing on the Travel Channel. It was talking about food in Russia or whatever, and I streamed it into my theater. And I had it playing for minutes prior to the to anybody arriving, so it was some lead up time, and we were all sitting down and gaming. And this story is going to speak a little bit true to Jeff's gaming spirit, the gamer inside of him. But so the thing was playing in the theater in the background, and after about 10 minutes, and we're all getting situated and getting ready to start our RPG, we were going to start playing and whatnot, and this emergency warning thing comes on the screen, right? And it's it's doing that emergency, and it's this is a message from your civil defense, and a nuclear missile launch has been detected, and it's starting to go crazy, and everyone's face, Jeff's included, was just oh my god, what's happening? And I was like, guys, it's all right, we need to get into the bunker. I said we had a bunker, but in actuality it was my generator room. And I was like, Jeff, we need to get to the bunker. He's like, no, I need to call my wife. And I was like, Jeff, there's no time, we have to run to the bunker now. And he's like, all right, well, let me get my dice. So he ran to the table, and he got his D20 and his dice, and he was like, all right. So we walk into the room, and I'm just like, boop, boop, boop. The door will open in a second to the bunker, don't worry. And he's just standing there with his laptop and his character in his hand and his dice, and he's ready to walk into the bunker. I'm just like, Jeff, your first thought was the dice. Come on, man. But that was just the true gamer inside of him. Of course, Kevin was as calm as possible. You see Kevin right here. He's just yeah, it'll be about 2 hours before it hits us. We got some time. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I wanted to get some food. I had a hangover like nobody's business from the previous night.
It was great times. I actually recorded that. I put it on a video too. I should release that someday. But yeah, no, it was pretty funny.
The funny thing was my wife was in LA that weekend, so I'm like, hey, you need to get underground or something.
Yeah, that's right. You called her. You were like, babe, I can't explain. Get underground. You have about 2 hours.
And the obviously in California we don't dig holes in the desert, so there is no underground. So
Yes.
Bon chance.
But regardless, like I said, we're very appreciative of Jeff's work on the project. He did a great job in spearheading, many of my design philosophies. We shared a lot of that together. I have a very specific vision for Ashes, and Jeff did an exemplary job championing that vision, and we wish him all the best in the future, and hope we can't wait to see his reveal. I think it's a big IP he's working on,
nice,
and excited to see what he does. So best of luck to you, Jeff. The community wishes you well, and everybody here at Intrepid wishes you well as well.
Go get him, man.
Yeah. I wish him the best of luck, and of course, I'll see him around. We'll do lunches and stuff.
Oh, can I give you one more story about Jeff? I'm so sorry. Can I give you just one more story?
Okay.
Okay.
Story time.
So,
this is gonna be a really long stream, y'all.
This I know. Hold on. This is a hilarious one too. Okay, we were at the studio, and I think we were probably about 40, 50 people. This was like 3 or 4 years ago. And one of my good friends is a police officer here in San Diego, and his name's Sergeant William Tracy. I was telling him, like, hey, we're getting these like these just crazy people on Reddit are talking about how, like, oh, this project's a scam and stuff, and it's like a pyramid scheme or whatever, right? So I was like, I would love it if you could
3
come
hours.
into
I don't
the
think I can
studio
do 3
and
hours.
fake arrest me in front of my team. And he was like, okay, I can totally do that. So I'm sitting there in the studio, and I'm like writing on the whiteboard in the conference room, and this police officer walks into the middle of the studio, and he's like, says out to the studio, he's like, I need to see Stephen Sharif immediately. And one of the people is like pointing over to the conference room, and I walk out and I'm like, I'm Stephen Sharif, how can I help you? And he's like, you're under arrest. And he pulls out his like handcuffs, and he starts like cuffing me in front of the team, and he tells the team, he's like, I need all of you to step away from your desks immediately. And I'm looking over at Jeff, and his face just turns like ghost white, just like complete ghost white. He's like, oh no, oh my God. And he's like standing there, he gets up, and everybody's like walking around and like standing there, and the guy's like, we've heard some reports about this company, and we're here to arrest this guy. And now listen, John had the best idea, and thinking back, I should have done this, but I decided not to. What I wanted to do was take like a bag of baking powder and tape it under Jeff's chair and have the officer say like there's a drug thing going on throughout this company. Oh, and I was just going to be like, yeah, Jeff made me do it. It's under his chair. Grab it from Jeff. And I decided not to do it, but
oh my God, that's awful. Stephen.
Awfully great.
That would have been hilarious.
Way,
what do you mean awful?
When I started, we put in the handbook, no joking, no more pranks.
I know.
That was a great prank.
Yeah, it's in the handbook.
Also, at one point, he said, I'm sorry, but your car's been impounded.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. It was good times. But anyways,
so
we had a lot of great memories with Jeff, and like I said, we all wish him well and look forward to everything and all the successes he does.
Yeah, I got to work with Jeff twice.
No joking. You think that's going to fly in a game development office?
It's been a blessing, and he's a really technical guy, and you'll get him, man.
When they promised transparency to the
I've gotten to
devs,
work with him. This is my second round working
wasn't
with him too,
expecting
so
this.
wish him the best.
Yeah.
And with that, I
Well,
think
might be a little TMI there.
Before Steven says another story, and
These guys are nerdy.
lose my heart.
They're gonna share it. Yeah.
I'm gonna switch over, and we're gonna play quite a long video. Do you want to do a little preface on this video? Of course, a reminder that everything here that you're seeing is an Alpha 1 preview. Still many bugs, many issues. There will be fixes, so just pre-emphasizing that part.
Absolutely. So just to jump on that real quick, there is one particular bug you're going to notice in this video, and it is a UI bug that constantly shows a headline of like a control point being taken. So apologies for that. It is alpha. There's still a lot of bug fixing and polishing and just massaging some of these systems to continue working well. But the big thing I wanted to show you guys, and this is obviously our whole approach to development is transparency, right? And we want to give you a look every step of the way. And in a month, this particular system, the Sieges, is going to be in a much, much better state, but at least you get to see a preview of it now. And it's pretty fun, right? On the networking side, I think we had almost 300 participants in the Siege for the first test, which was kind of crazy. And then I wanted to capture footage, so I did a second test with only like 120 or 130 people. We had a lot of fun. As you guys know, the Sieges are going to be a daily event for the Alpha 1 when it launches. It's a great way for us to collect density data, right? It's a great way for us to kind of push the limitations of what our networking layer is capable of providing from a performance standpoint. And it's also a fun activity, and it's representative of the core systems and kind of what we're trying to achieve with Ashes of Creation. And it's guild centric, community centric. It's a risk versus reward that people can opt into. And we had a lot of fun, I think, last night, the people who participated, and we're looking forward to doing more testing with this particular system.
Yeah, in the first round, I was there for that, but I wasn't there for the recording part because my computer blew up. But people were super serious, like they were like trying to coordinate and stuff. It was great. They're like, they're coming to the north gate, get out! Yes. It was great.
So
hold on the west gate. It was great.
It was a lot of fun.
All right, well, we're gonna play this video, and we'll see you all in about 30 minutes.
30 minutes. Nice.
Glorious Ashes of Creation community.
Oh man, look at that armor set.
To yet another stream.
That looks great.
Another video inside the Alpha 1 preview testing of Ashes of Creation. I'm excited that you were able to join us today. We have a fun-filled, action-packed recording for you. It is currently 10:38 p.m. Thursday, Pacific Standard Time. And I am joined by only the bravest of soldiers that Vera has to offer. For I stand within the keep of the most noble castle of the Dunzenkel dwarves.
That's a pretty
And ahead of me lies a fight that would tear out the heart of the bravest men and women, of course. But as you can see here, I am joined by the most glorious of defenders to have ever walked the face of Vera. Show me your teeth, defenders. Jump, rise.
You're not quite Aragorn.
This day we fight.
Not yet.
In defense of our homes.
To go.
All right, sorry. Just want to run you a little bit. Guys, we're excited to show you some of the siege testing. Now, obviously, this is going to be a little bit maybe buggy. We'll see. We just did a little test with over 200 participants in the siege, and I'm going to be taking you through some of the event. I'm joined by my compatriots at Intrepid. The glorious Dread, aka Trad Thompson, one of our senior designers on Ashes of Creation. How you doing, buddy?
Hello, hello. Good to see everybody again.
And we also have with us the amazing, the tiniest, but not in this case, the tiniest of toasts.
I'm still a pretty tiny toast, even though it's not my name. I am very ready to let loose the foxes of war.
Yes, let's slip the foxes of war. And with us as well, a recurring guest now, the great and powerful Mr. Chris Justo. How you doing, buddy?
Good, good. Happy to be here.
Happy to have you. So, I heard from a little bird that there might be some people who are attempting to take our castle from us. But just to give you guys an idea of what we're going to do here, and I guess I should mount up. Perfect. Just to give you guys an idea of what we want to do here, this siege zone has a couple, actually has 3 dragons. You saw one of them in the last stream. We're going to take you over, and I think what we're going to start with is trying to take down that frost dragon, because he's been over there causing some storms and some snow, and killing dragons in the siege actually gives you buffs. So before we actually get into a fight with the incoming attackers, who we believe will be here shortly, we're going to try to get ourselves a buff by defeating that frost dragon. What do you guys say we run out of these halls and we go and take that beast down?
I say we're definitely ready to break.
Oh yes, we are ready. Let's do it. Let's go.
Great.
Where do we go? I've only been lord of this castle for about a minute.
Okay.
You follow your lead.
Yes! Oh, there's like a little exit down here. Alright. Oh, is this my throne room? This is my throne room.
It was made especially for you.
Let me just look at the throne real quick. Is there like a little crown on there for me? Yes, there totally is. Oh, I love it. Alright, now how do we get out of here?
Talk to the portal man, and he will take you, or the sergeant of the vanguard, and he will take you out the door.
Ah, brave soldier, do you wish to step outside and harry the flanks of our foes? Indeed. Please allow me to pass. I like that. I'm so polite. This is a war. Do these people not know this is a war? Wow, look at that. We have some pretty awesome...
There's still diplomacy in
They're
war.
not very nice to attackers.
Look at that
Try
bear.
and talk to them.
Oh, that's good. We have some ballistas up here. Loving it. I jump on my mount. I'm gonna just...
Is the plural of ballistas ballista or ballistae?
Ballistae.
Ballistae, is that how it's pronounced?
Oh, it's a good thing that the gates are up intact. Yeah, I think it is ballistae. Alright, let's head out. Out the front gates. We fear no man or woman. Well, maybe women.
Or
but
dwarf.
not men.
Or elf.
Yes. Ah. Welcome to the world of Vera. Let us go to the Frost Dragon.
There's plenty of people waiting for you here.
We must move with haste because I know the attackers are preparing their assault. I love this ram, by the way. So, who worked on this dragon, by the way?
Chong did.
Chong did, that's right. And I hear that this guy has actually quite a punchy pack.
Yeah, so he's got a couple different mechanics. The biggest one is going to be like this thing that you kind of have to dance around. I don't want to really spoil anything, but be ready to stay on your toes.
Alright, who's our tank?
I guess me?
Alright, go for it. You want to get some hate up?
We just go for it.
Now remember, let's not channel. Don't channel, stay away from those things.
Oh goodness.
They're dangerous.
Here we go, here we go.
Bring it
Yo,
down!
yo, yo. Man, I love epic fights like this.
Now what do we need to look out for in this guy?
So he's got a couple different moves. His frost breath is really, really dangerous.
Nice shield he's got.
And then you'll know it when you see it, but he's gonna put ice waves on the ground like he's doing right now, and you don't want to get hit by them.
What's he doing?
It's like a bite here.
Oh my gosh, I want this game now. People are way too hyped. It's okay to be excited, that's fine. Just manage yourself, manage your expectations.
That looks like a big, angry AoE.
Don't overhype it. That's the worst thing we can do, is overhype the game. Is Steven playing a mage?
Get out of the way.
Critical on him. It's just something that
Careful, defenders, don't be channeling.
With all that plate on?
Oh, we're bringing him down a little bit.
Alpha 1, bro.
So he spits out these kind of ice crystals, huh?
Yeah, so you don't want to get hit by them, they'll lock you in place. And it combos in a really dangerous way with the frost paths put on the ground.
Yeah, see, someone said doesn't wear actual mage armor. Yep, see, that's what I'm talking about.
It's funny, I don't see any ice crystals for some reason. Are you seeing them?
I think they're going to be later stage.
Oh, okay, got it.
I'm definitely doing the dance bow.
Activate my action mode.
We can't fight dragons in real life, so for me, when I can do that in the game,
I'm pouring it out just the
I
right
just
time.
really enjoy just epic fights. Dragons, they're always epic. It's a dragon. Like, I gotta be disappointed if the dragon was weak.
Now, if we can bring him down.
Or easy. You know how he should be. They're dragons. They're epic, mythical creatures.
Oh no, I see the ice crystals.
Oh my gosh, look at those ice crystals.
Oh, I died. I need a res.
Oh no, somebody res him.
I'm getting you up.
Gotcha.
DY. I need a heal.
Heal him before he dies. Heal him before he dies again. Okay, good.
No!
Oh, 2 ways away.
I think we just lost half of our...
Oh, no.
I think we just lost half of our raid.
Yeah, we need reses.
I need
How many reses can you do in battle? We're kind of broken. Just do it.
Oh, somebody became a mayor!
Oh, nice. Became a mayor. Steven's gonna die. Steven's gonna die. Steven's gonna die.
I don't know if I trust
Steven's gonna die.
Bunty to be mayor.
Oh.
I got you, Steve.
Oh, toast! No, toast!
Thank you. I'm running out of
Toast,
mana.
no!
I'm out of mana.
I'm still pretty good, so let me know if you need heals or reses.
You got him almost at half health.
Not quite, Steven. That's more like a third down. That's not
Did
almost
you just do
half.
his little breath weapon?
You're big dead if you get hit by that.
Like DPS very slowly. It's a goddamn dragon.
Oh, no.
Of course it's gonna be slow.
I got pretty good here.
Shoot.
Look how much life it has. 200,000 life? That's not even as much as the first one they found. The green one was almost like 500,000. Can you climb up this tail?
Just got him. We just need
Bad
to
tank of lost dagger.
Oh, I keep avoiding those. I'm avoiding those like a boss.
Yeah, we can do this easily. We just need people to obey the mechanics.
I'm out of mana.
There's a raid position maybe to figure
Oh,
out that.
these ice.
I'm back in my whip.
Oh, don't stand in the middle of that, Dread. Oh, you don't want to stand in the middle of that.
I
No!
can't move.
No! And you're
Move,
dead.
dude. Alright, someone res me fast.
Whoa! Are these attackers? I see attackers here. Oh, no. Those are defenders. Okay, we're good.
Ooh! So that person just got frozen right there.
I love the icons in here for them too.
Oh yeah, that's a wipe right there.
I got comboed by a breath attack.
Oh no, I got sent back to the spawn.
Yeah, that's bad.
Oh, let's hope the attackers aren't
That's a
taking
big
advantage of this opportunity and approaching the walls with the trebuchets. That would be unfortunate.
Yeah, hurry back.
And
I
again,
think, you know, they
siege.
may have caught wind of our... They may have caught wind of us trying to kill the ice dragon.
That's the thing.
We probably should actually reinforce the walls for their approach.
Should we bail?
Yeah, I think we need to sound the alarm.
Bail.
Well,
Everyone
we should
back
see,
to the walls.
Tactical retreat.
Are they stealing the kill? Because we could probably take it back.
I don't know where they are. Do we have any scouts or any eyes on them?
I don't think
I've
we
got
have
no
scouts.
eyes.
I'm just gonna get near the front gate and watch with one of the ballistas. But I see that we have a control point 4.
Yeah, Steven looks way too badass for a mage. He
Let me
shouldn't
jump
have
on
that
this.
kind of armor.
Alright, I'm on a ballista. But I don't see anybody yet.
I'm gonna go check. Want to see what the dragon's doing?
Quick, everyone. Back.
For
This dragon's
Rohan.
probably being kited back to
For Frodo.
our safe
I
harbor.
will stand tall in front of the gates. And
Ooh,
defend
I just
us.
saw a trebuchet fire. I think I just saw a trebuchet.
Should I take the risk and investigate?
Yeah, maybe. That'd be good. We need some scouts.
Yes.
Alright, I'm going for it. I'm going on my stealthy.
I'm just watching right now. Now you gotta be careful. Those of you guys who are manning the ballistas, the trebuchets have a further distance on their projectiles, so we need to wait until we literally see the whites of their eyes.
They're coming. Run.
Where? Which side?
Which side?
Off the left side if you're looking away from the castle.
Stage left.
All right, stand by, everybody.
Also, Ice Dragon is reset. Nobody's on it.
Sweet. Stand by. Hold your fire, ballistas. Hold your fire. they on the field yet? No? Okay, they're not on the field
I didn't
yet.
see them right
they're
there.
all to the left of us in front of the poison dragon.
Oh, I see.
Do you see them?
Should we rush them?
Oh, I'm sorry, they're coming over there.
Take them off guard.
Over there. Yeah. I don't know if we should meet them on the field just yet. What do you think?
Let them.
I mean, we'll just respawn, so we might as well just kill them.
Also true.
Alright, I don't even see them yet. Hold on. Oh, I'm seeing them. Beans, allow me control of this ballista. Thank you, sir.
Alright, they're diverting.
Oh dang, look at that.
Oh no, they are diverting. Where's their trebuchets?
They must be hiding them.
I don't see the trebuchets just yet. Try to target, lead the target if you can.
Pull them to the right of the castle.
We should, as soon as we see their trebuchets, we should probably meet them on the field.
Can you take down trebuchets with regular attacks, or do they have to be taken down?
Yes.
You can, as auto attacks.
Yes, with auto attacks.
Just gonna stand up for a few minutes, and then I'll sit back down.
Oh, that says control point 2. How close is that?
It's pretty far off.
Okay. Control point 1. I don't see them yet. I saw some of them.
We just wiped a ton of their squad off the face.
Oh, I see the trebuchets.
Oh,
Focus fire the trebuchets. Let's jump down and push on them. Everyone, jump down and push on them unless you're on a ballista. Kill the trebuchets if you can. Don't let them shoot at the door.
the devastation. Meleeing is amazing. Battle damage?
Destroy it.
Oof, almost that.
I think we got one down. Yes, you got it down. Good job.
Nicely done.
There's still 3. Oh my god, they have 4 on the hill.
Oof. Don't let them fire on the door.
Let's push out.
Don't let them. Don't let them.
Try to kill the drivers. Oh, I see somebody up here. Envious.
Kick those guys out.
March job, knock them out there quickly.
Kick those
Oh
guys
no. Oh no. They're chasing me.
Alright, another trebuchet is
out.
down.
Steven, sure, get him. I mean, if I was playing this on Steven, I would gank him too.
Oh, there's Asmund Goldbald. Get him! Have him on target.
Asmund Gold.
Oh, here comes the
Asmund Gold. Asmund Goldbald. Oh man, the chat's going crazy.
Yes, secure the citadel. Oh no. Oh no, no. No! I got killed
are dead.
by Xerxes.
Asmund Goldbald. Oh man.
Run back out.
Asmund Bald.
You know what? We will take flight.
Survey the field from above.
Oh, we've got a red dragon coming down the hill.
Ooh, I see it.
What?
Fire dragon.
A dragon? They're gonna get sieged by a dragon? Are you kidding me?
Oh, I found like this underground tunnel area.
No way.
By
the
you
way,
guys will
I
notice there's a
followed
little bit
this.
of a bug
Why?
with the channeling of control points.
Thank
Try
you.
to stay clear of those control points.
It's weird. I swear the other day I came on and followed this. I don't know. Good to see the XP debt mechanic working.
Power
Yes, and
gates
that is
looking.
why the red bar.
I don't even think they
That's
touched
very true. Thank you for pointing out. I saw the red bar earlier and I was wondering what that was, but
Yeah, they're
so that's what it
gates.
is, huh? And look, they're higher level too. They're level 15.
They're
It's the first time I've seen them at this level.
They should be.
So that's interesting. That's XP debt, and I'm guessing this. So the yellow bar, it's just full all the way though. So I don't know how that was. It's supposed to be yellow filling up to get to the next level. So there's debt, so you have to get EXP to fill that up. But I wonder how it works. Like,
for defenders.
What percentage is it? Is it the same? I mean, it certainly shouldn't be the equivalent of what it takes to get
they
from
destroyed
15 to
this
16.
gate over
It would
here.
be like doubling up if you died a bunch of times.
Oh, they're
might
out
be
in
a little
front of
much,
it.
but
We
I
need to
wonder
rally.
how they're going to balance that. You know, we'll probably need some feedback there. You want to feel something, but not. You know,
no, charge them. Don't let them sit out there.
Super punishing. Although people might. I'm done. I died too many times. I don't want to play anymore. I'm not going to play for a week, 2 weeks. Look at that. Look at that. This kind of reminds me of like a battleground.
Sackerson on my target.
Siege, like something you'd see in WoW.
He's going down. Got him.
It's not something it can happen at any time.
Damage the gate,
It's
just
not
the regular attacks too, not
something
just
you chew up for.
Yes, the regular attacks and damage the
They
gates.
were sneaking us. They were trying to distract us.
Yeah,
with
it just
their
happens. Yeah.
War machines.
You could just log in and all of a sudden, like, oh crap, you know, we're getting sieged, you know. Or you might just come on and, oh, looks like we got siege and my freehold is gone, you know.
Oh, attackers are channeling the
they're in
throne? What?
We got this.
Defenders rally to our homeland.
Alright, we need to hold the throne. Sorry for the spam of the control point, everybody. What? It's a bug. Welcome to Alpha.
Welcome to Alpha.
We need to get in. Alright, I'm in. Where's this person in the throne room? Do we have eyes in there?
We're working on it. It takes a bit to port back in.
Of course. Hold the door. Odo. Odo. Hold the door. Odo.
I wonder if they're under the throne.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
The Iron Throne.
Alright, let's see where they are.
Where's that dragon they were talking
I guess we should probably leave at least a couple people here. 2 people to watch the throne. The rest of us should go out and meet them on the field.
What happens if they get the throne? What happens? So I capture the flag, that's what you want to get? I don't know.
We must protect these valuable chests in the throne room.
Yeah, I wonder what's in the chest. Alright, remember, where's control point 5? Oh, it's down below. Got it. They are actually capturing it. They're capturing it. See if we can rain down fiery hell upon them.
Nice.
Whoops. Uh-oh. I totally accidentally just jumped down here.
Is that crap? Did they see me? I'm dead.
Oh no!
Correct, Steven.
That was not where I wanted to be. You know, again, stream, I'm going to have to apologize, but I want to get you good footage, so I think I might need to cheat just a little bit.
Steven loves being a chat. Loves being a chat. But, I mean, I see his point. You just gotta do it to an extent.
Alright, I'm a little beefier now, hold on.
41,000, yeah, a little beefier? That's like 10 times stronger.
I think
than
we're ready.
I've seen him.
I think we're ready. Gotta see what we can do. How's the front looking?
No one on the right side.
I didn't see anyone on the left either a moment ago.
Yeah, Corey and I have been holding the right, so it's
cheater, chicken dinner. That doesn't even rhyme, dude. It's winner, chicken.
I am now approaching.
They just took the front. They're taking the front gate.
Oh no.
Do we have folks on the ballista up there?
Oh, I see the gate's getting destroyed.
Alright, we took them down.
I saw a little fall damage he's taken from those.
I love the appearance of the half-demolished gate.
Defenders can't.
I'm ready to fight.
Whichever side is Steven is going to win. That's the chat. Oh.
Show me where they are.
Can I heal the gate with my heal spells?
No, you cannot.
Dang it.
I see a lot of abilities used are looting.
Right, we should invite the attackers
give a stiff feeling
to stand against us at the front gate.
Fair question.
In their entirety.
There's got to be some CC, of course.
And we shall charge at them. Let them form across from us. Alright.
So
we should let them form, and then they must slash bow before we're
Agreed.
allowed to fight.
Attackers, if you can hear me,
this is being
form
addressed in
at the front gate across the way. Oh, I see there's a dragon up there. It's moving around. Do not engage. Merely form yourselves and we shall see who can withstand the other. Ballistas, hold your fire. Extend the courtesy. They brought a trebuchet.
Stop firing at them.
Oh, that's a trebuchet shot.
They're not listening to him. You're in a good leader, Steven.
Alright.
This looks so
We shall meet on the battlefield in 10-second countdown. In 9, 8, 7, 6, came after 7, 5,
for Jeffers.
4, 3, 2, 1, for Narnia!
For Narnia. For Jeffers. Charge. Oh my gosh. Look at the devastation. Oh my god, look at that XP bar. It filled up quite a bit since the last kill he got. Jeez. Wait, it was down to like here. It doubled up again.
Oh, there's so many shield throws.
Oh man. They're like, oh crap. He would have died multiple times over if he didn't cheat. Oh dang. People are standing.
Oh, no. Push into them. Push into them.
Recording, because this is epic.
I know. I hope the recording's working. I don't know. Did they flee?
We appear to have scattered their ranks.
They're coming back, though. They're coming back and forth.
Oh no, yeah, I see them, I see.
I've been down.
Resin down.
I'm in the midst of them. They don't know I have the strength of the gods behind me.
Literally.
I feel like I'm on the battlefield with all these meteor explosions.
Oh yeah, let me get a look at them.
You can bounce in combat.
So the great thing you guys are watching is network is handling this, 100+ players right now pretty well. And as you all know, our strategy for castle sieges are intending to be 250 versus 250. And prior to this test, we had a test of about, I think we had about 230 or so players in this fight. And while there were, the bugs were more prevalent, the network actually wasn't too bad. Let's push into their camp if we can.
Lead us on your mighty griffin.
Oh my
I'm
gosh,
actually going to aggro
there's the fire dragon. What are you doing,
dragon.
Steven?
Come on, buddy. We need your help. Come, fight with us. Yes! Seek vengeance. Oh, no.
Oh,
somebody pulled me
and
down.
he knocked you down,
His
too.
talents. Get back here.
I don't think he's gonna follow you down there.
Oh, no.
Are we gonna spawn camp these
Oh my
poor
gosh,
guys?
she's getting like
Spawn
stun
camp them.
locked.
I got 2 up here.
You have to realize they're outmatched. Probably looking for the light. I like this is better.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
he's getting CC'd
Where'd
quite
the
a
dragon
bit.
go?
Oh. See that floating right there? On the base of that.
Talents is still
It's
killed.
downed again.
Oh, he's got a friend, Ironsmithy.
They have respawned in force.
When is this coming from?
Oh, no. Oh, whoa! 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 Where did all these guys come from? Can't take me.
They got me.
Sorry, I'm no longer on the front lines to help you. Who
Ugh.
left their crown on the throne?
I think that might have been me. I'm just getting, like, ripped apart over here. Luckily, I gave myself a bunch of health. I'm like their personal raid bot. Oh, they might actually bring me down!
They see your name.
Oh no, oh no. I need to get out of here. Oh, I can't even move. I'm just getting CC locked. No! Get off of me! I'm the king. Oh, I'm
You gotta
definitely going down.
set a win condition. If you kill Steven, it's auto win for the attackers.
Where's my defenders?
I'm coming. Slow
Would be wise to
No, no.
I just
Oh, I just died. Well, I think we'll end it there.
It's, I think.
Oh, I hope you guys enjoyed just a little look at the Castle Siege system that's in Alpha 1. It still needs a lot of work, obviously. There's a lot of polish to be had, some bugs to be fixed, but these are going to be running 4 times a day, actually, during the month-long Alpha test, and they run about an hour long. We reduced the time. But victory conditions for the attackers, obviously, is to capture the final control point, which is the throne. And then for the defenders, there will be a NPC, basically the Sergeant-at-Arms for the attacking side that you can kill, or running out the clock. I'm just going to run up here. And with that being said, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We'll see you back on stream. Hope you guys enjoyed. And long live Vera. Oh, they're like breaking through the gate right now.
They're storming the castle.
Are they? Should I wait until they see if they can actually break through the gate?
They did. They broke through one of them.
Well, I think they're actually. Oh no, they're breaking down the inner keep gate. Okay, we'll just see if they. Oh no, it's falling apart.
Most of our forces are at their camp.
I'm gonna sneak up on them.
Yeah, they're definitely breaking through the gate right now. I'm just gonna hold on.
Oh, I'm killing a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, they're definitely.
I just dropped an AoE.
The gate is like getting torn apart right now.
Yeah, you can see it visually. That's very cool.
Oh no. I think you guys wiped them actually.
Come out, because I dropped a hollowed ground on the whole group.
Oh man. Alright, we'll see you guys back on stream. Hope you guys enjoy. Bye everybody!
Alright, well, we hope you all enjoyed that. We'll have it kind of running in the background whilst we chat a little bit more. But I did want to, saw one topic that kind of came up a couple times, which was, are there going to be ways to repair walls, siege machines, things like that?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's not going to be present in alpha, but those are long-term designs for these types of events, right? Obviously there's a lot of ancillary activities that can be had during sieges. Sieges kind of take a few forms, right? It's obviously strategy and tactics and, raid versus raid components, but also you want to have like individual contributions where players can do things, during the siege to aid in the greater effort, so to speak. And it doesn't require you having, 50 people by your side to effectuate that, influence over something. So repairs are great ways to do that. Repairs for walls, repairs for gates, being able to spawn and essentially craft the designs for specific types of siege weapons to provide those to the team. There's a lot of, Wiki's a great source, and we've talked about this in the past, but there's a lot of intended designs. What you're seeing here is, again, what Alpha 1's all about, that core system, the base functionality. We're vetting... Can I hit creature? Will it take damage? Right. Like that kind of... If I use spell, this type of spell, will it put a hot dot on somebody and a hot on this person? Like really testing the functionality, less about like how much balance is happening, right? Like in regards to that. And obviously Steven has to do a little cheating because he's trying to put on a good video for you all. So if he just left his health at a normal health, he would die because of 50 people trying to kill him. So I just want to put a little emphasis on that part. I want to make sure you guys get to see what's happening, and in order to do that sometimes I still died, but in order to do that sometimes I'd have to do some cheating, so I apologize for that. I also saw, you guys might have seen this, there wasn't any diminishing returns on CCFX, right? I was getting like pulled in every direction and constantly being tripped and knocked down, and those diminishing returns aren't in yet, so there is going to be diminishing returns for CCFX. I also noticed, I mentioned this prior to the video and mentioned during the video, there was a UI bug for the control point spam. You saw that on screen. It was constantly updating control points as people were moving in and out of the vicinity of those control points. That actually will be moved to a separate location. It'll have some cooldown on it, and it'll be kind of more minimized, and the ability for the player to hide those types of notifications. Right now it's just routed through the main broadcast messaging. Additionally, one real important takeaway from this, I know you guys are seeing this, it looks like fun gameplay, you're seeing it in the bare bones fashion, but the really important takeaway I think is the smoothness of the game, right? With those many characters on screen, and mind you, I have a 1080 Ti and I'm recording in 4K footage on a widescreen monitor. So like, you're seeing it from my perspective and it's looking smooth, and especially you don't see this very often in alpha versions of games, or these true alpha versions of games. So I think that bodes very well for the future and what our intents are from a massive multiplayer standpoint, right? Like our whole goal is to create these very fun and fluid and massive interactions. I mean, that's the future in my opinion of gaming in general, is to have that, high participation and just volume of players that are present in these types of activities. Now, that doesn't mean that everything you do in an MMO will be a part of some massively multiplayer component, but in these types of high-octane environments and sieges where, a lot of people are making investments in the outcome of these types of activities, it's fun to see that you can actually participate without having to worry about your computer blowing up or, working frame by frame, or, the networking not being good. So, a lot of the testing we've been doing lately has been to refine essentially our networking layer, the optimizations, the bugs that we find and all that stuff, and kind of keep it lean, keep it performant. The other thing I noticed, oh, you already mentioned it was cheating on the show. Yeah, and that was a great segue actually to the next
topic, which incorporates McP here, in regards to the performance and optimization stuff that our engineering team is doing in coercion with our design team, obviously. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, and in regards to the playtest and the progress towards Alpha 1. So if you want to kind of go over those things, McP, and Stephen and I can add in some extra topics here as we go through it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so basically, the big thing we found out during our testing is we had some sort of ghosted AI controllers that were just hanging out all over our world, and they were just increasing and not going away over time. So we've decreased the ticking on those, but we have yet to find the cause of the perpetrator. But we've added instrumentation to discover that, so hopefully today or tomorrow.
And this is in regards to what you guys noticed if you were in the Alpha 1, where like the longer the servers went on, the more you saw like rubber banding and strange things happening. That was kind of correlating to this issue. And
that was precisely it. That's the cause.
Yeah. And then the next things that you guys are working on and focusing on, which, is obviously stuff that we're trying to work towards as far as feedback, which is, performance optimizing at the network level on the server processing of MPCs and client performance. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so every test, what we do is we run a series of profiles on the servers and also on the clients. And we also have profiling at the cloud level, at the hosting level. So using those data points, we're able to identify during these large tests what is the performance killer on the server or the client. And then we knock down, it's like playing whack-a-mole. We knock those down and then run profiles again and get the next thing or the next 4 things that are causing it. So it's an iterative process, but having these large-scale tests is really one of the few ways to really find these things that show up at scale.
Yeah, and if you guys, I think there were a few questions regarding like what our requirements are and specs in regards to that. We do have that on our support page in the FAQ section. You can see what our current expected requirements are for min spec, and then what we recommend as well currently. Obviously, if that changes, we'll update those articles, but if you're looking for that information, it is available to you already. Next thing you guys were working on was like the hitching and eliminating that stuff. Can you talk a little bit more about that side of things?
Yes. So one thing that we do for optimization is we kind of merge character meshes together, and we weren't doing it in the most efficient manner, and it was causing regeneration to occur pretty often, which would hitch the client as these things were merged together into a new mesh. So Alexi did some fantastic work on that and knocked that all of that out. So now we have a much smoother performance with the client.
Yeah, and then another thing that engineering is providing to design is, we talked about this in the past, and you likely saw in this video, I noticed there were a few comments in the chat section about combat and some of the changes that are occurring in combat. Obviously, there are visual changes that Jim and Adrian on the VFX side are doing with weapon trails and impact effects, and those are definitely getting refined. But additionally, there's an entirely new ability system that's being coded on the back end that's customized for particularly network optimization. And,
we have a section for that, Stephen, that we're going to go over.
So sorry. I just jumped the gun. All right, I'll wait for that section.
We have 2 more things that we wanted to cover in regards to the Alpha 1 and then combat.
Let me comment real quick on the combat balance. So I noticed many of you are talking about like damage being done and like doesn't look like it's enough damage or hit points and stuff like that. 2 things on that front. One is, again, this is not a content test. So balance is kind of finger in the wind at the moment. Most of balancing comes out of actual testing around those particular systems, and we're not focused on that at the moment, right? Again, this is about the core functionality of these types of systems, not about the refinement or getting them prettied up per se. So I wouldn't take too much stock or concern in how the balance is gonna flesh out. And then additionally, when we talk about participating in this test. So right now it only goes up to level 15, right? Mm-hmm. And the composition of class skills or archetype skills kind of has to tread a fine line between two roads. One, we want it to be representative of skills not just that would traditionally be found 1 through 15, but we're actually introducing some skills that might be found later because we want to test those particular ideas and how the skill functions. So this is kind of a bastardization, so to speak, of what leveling will look like and what skill compositions will exist for particular archetypes in an environment like Alpha, where you're not actually seeing what level 1 through 15 is going to really be like when the game launches, but per se how it is now so it can facilitate our needs during this Alpha phase, right? And that's an important thing to keep in mind.
Yeah, and if McP, you want to like touch on the combat, we'll move forward on the combat. We'll come back to the other couple of topics that you had here. You want to talk a little bit about your guys' perspective on the combat ability stuff that you guys are working on?
Yeah, so a big part of trying to improve performance is getting rid of our Unreal Actor-based combat system. So it was heavy on putting in different new actors and spawning them to sort of control the flow of our abilities or attacks, spells, etc. So Adam Pipich has been working very hard on a newer, better, more efficient system. It also allows designers more control and capability in setting up impactful and cool sort of action combat. It feels, more actiony than what we have.
Actiony.
He's also been aided by Keenan in that effort. So we've tried to give design and art maximum support so that we could get this new system fleshed out over time and to the players.
Yeah, and some of the additional changes that design's been doing kind of to the existing system while we're waiting for that to come into place. Brian Ferguson and Trad Thompson have been working along with Chris Justo and some of the other designers as well. I'm sorry if I forget all who have been working on the particular system. It's like a bunch of different things, but kind of speeding up the combo animations, right? The attacks on the combo side, and then also providing a little bit more versatility to the directional movement, the rotational movement between these combo attacks. Right now, it's still root motion setup, but we're going to be testing with some split body animations and split body attacks over the next several weeks. And then additionally, obviously, you guys have seen as we've kind of incorporated more mobility components to existing abilities, such as the mage and the fireball. This has been kind of taken broadly over across many of the the 3 archetypes that are available in Alpha across many of their abilities. And then we've also included the ability to kind of hold your Q or left mouse button to initiate and cycle through those attacks. I know we have a lot of piano fingers out there and some early onset arthritis probably and a few joints because it had to spam those. But that's been
a lot. We got a lot of feedback in regards to spamming the audio attack button. And I know you talked a little bit about the split animation, Steven, but can you maybe go into a little bit more detail about like what that how that works, because maybe not everyone understands exactly what that means.
Absolutely. So if you guys recall, about 2 years ago or so, with the testing that we did during APOC, a lot of that was focused around getting action combat information. And initially, when we began that testing, we had full split body animations and combo attacks, essentially with weapons, where your upper body would perform the animation of the attack, right? And that upper body would be locked, but your lower body would be free to continue moving. And that's what we refer to kind of as that split body. So that allows you to move while you attack, per se. Right now, what you're seeing with these combo attacks on the weapons front is that your body is essentially locked in this root motion where you're moving forward with each attack. And that can sometimes feel a little cumbersome, right? But the feedback we got early on during APOC was that without that weightedness that is incorporated from the root motion, it felt floaty, and people didn't feel that the attacks were very substantial. So we introduced that root body motion in order to provide some additional weight to the attacks. Now we're kind of rethinking that approach from an action standpoint, at least with regards to the weapon attacks, right? And the idea there, and just to give further context why weapon attacks are important, a lot of times in MMOs your weapon attacks aren't that important, right? It's all about your kind of ability system. But the weapon attacks in Ashes of Creation are intended to provide actually these ancillary status conditions that occur. You can spec points into the different groupings and class of weapons that your character might use. So for example, if you're wielding a dagger and you're doing these stab attacks, it might have a chance, if you spec points into it, to proc a bleed effect. And that bleed effect will synergize then with your class kit that you've spec'd into for your ability system. So for example, if you have a backstab against a target that's bleeding, you might deal amplified damage, or you might, you might cripple the target, or snare them, so to speak. So the weapon attack is an important component of the combat system. So we want to make sure that as we're doing this combat revamp, that we are essentially taking into consideration player feedback and sentiment about how they want a reactive and more mobile weapon attack system.
Yeah, it's really weird. Listen to your players. I'm not sure about that one.
That is true. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that is weird.
But yeah, in regards to listening to your players, we are always putting up new forum threads for dev discussion, guild gatherings, and other things. Toast does an amazing job of putting those up and also compiling reports on those, as well as the overall forums every month, and all of your guys' feedback and our social media folk. Peter is fantastic at compiling together all of our social reports, so all of the things that you guys send us there, and then on the CS front, Adam. So like we're definitely, any feedback that you guys send us, we're compiling those things. We're analyzing data, and even outside of the game versus inside, where maybe Steven and McP are more hands-on with that stuff. We're listening in all the places as much as possible. I'm going to go back a little bit to talk a little bit more about Siege, and if you want to talk more about what kind of work you guys have been working on towards that, McP, we'll start with you, and then Steven, if you want to add anything on that front.
Sure. We had done a pretty substantial amount of work in Apocalypse, and it wasn't something, as I recall, that we had released to players in any sort of public format, that we had in a lot of internal testing, but we were able to bring all of that work over from the Apocalypse project into the MMO, and that was done primarily by Alexi, and he did a fantastic job. So that would be the siege weapons, the gates, and the overall mechanics of how
control point system, the damage, the respawn, the team settings, all of those things, yeah.
Guild registration, all of that good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. And just to expand on that, I know we got a lot of flack for APOC in the past, but again, all of those systems were designed for the MMORPG, and as we they were intended to be isolated and testing platforms, to get early data on that stuff. And now, much time later, as we have an Alpha 1 present, we're able to move over that code and introduce it as was intended into the MMO. And yeah, Alexi spearheaded that, poured over, and did a great job.
I also want to add that all of our back-end systems, all of our platform services, all of that is a product of the APOC project, and without that we wouldn't be able to have a patcher launcher or hosting or anything for that matter. Yeah. We had to build everything from scratch. It wasn't just lying on the floor for us to
yeah, let's talk a little bit about
that's actually,
go ahead, Stephen.
Sorry, real quick. That's actually a great important point, Kevin, is a lot of times what you'll find with other companies and other projects is that they're actually reusing stuff that they've built in the past, right? And we are literally building everything from scratch. Right. So, with that being said, everything's being built in a particular fashion or way that's customized for our intents, and that's a good thing. But that's, why it takes time, and that's why it takes testing, and that's why it takes feedback, is because this is, while it's not our first rodeo and we have a lot of veteran developers, as a company and as a project, as I said, these things are being built from scratch, and they require a lot of testing and a lot of time to flesh out.
100%. Let's go into platform a little bit more, because obviously platform services handles, our metrics, our cloud hosting, our patcher, our launcher, our website. Like, it's a lot of stuff. Can you go into detail on kind of what that team is working on and how that affects the things that the players are experiencing?
Yeah, so that team's led by Mark Storch, and he's got Twan, Eric, Rich working with him, and they're doing an incredible job. And then we have, of course, Zim, who is making sure that all our hardware and everything functions. Like when he had to drop off a rig last night, we did.
Thank you, Zim, for coming over. I know you had an early morning, because I think he had a morning at 8 a.m. to go back to the office to get help set up stuff.
John had to meet him over there,
Yeah, so, there was a couple weeks back, he had to pop into our data center to replace some stuff at like 4 a.m. So it's an on-call kind of job, and he rocks it. So on the platform and services side, Mark's team has done an amazing job of standing up our hosting in the cloud, of making sure that everyone can patch and connect to the product. They handle all the persistence of not only the characters, but any account data, to make sure that people who have purchased access packages are flagged properly to get into testing, and so forth and so on. So it's an enormous amount of work. It's very technical, and on top of that, they put together a lot of reporting so that we can look at real-time performance of these different processes, and then know where we need to do better.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like, I tell them thank you almost every single day. Not only are they assisting, design and like production with the whole development of the product, right? But then they're also on my end assisting with community and CS like all the time in regards to, and I guess technically marketing, it's more community. But on the web front with Valor, we're working very closely with them, and a lot of the bugs and things that we encounter that you guys report through CS, we are trying to resolve with them, and that's on that team too. So they're just powerhouses, killing it, and mad shout out to them. Did you want to add anything else on that front, Steven?
No, just I guess sentiment just to reiterate to you guys, and I know we have a lot of support from the community, and a lot of anticipation. But just to keep in mind, like, I can't reiterate the sentiment enough, is that there's a lot of great people on this project, a lot of very talented individuals. And, the one key component I think that we all share is we're very passionate about making a quality game that lives up to the expectations and the pride that players have within this genre. And, we're all MMO players. So it's a lot of hard work, a lot of long days, and when we can jump on and see your guys' support and your commentary, and the motivation to continue these long days going forward, that means a lot to everybody on the team. And I just want to thank you guys for helping to foster a great community, because even at this stage prior to the game launching, right, I think we've built a great community around this project, and I know that there's naysayers out there, and they've been slowly trickling in size down as we continue to show progress and continue to show the fruits of our labor. But you guys helping to provide that positive commentary and that support means the absolute world to us, and we really do appreciate it. And when we go to bed at night, at least I know for myself, when I go to bed at night and I'm playing on my phone.
If we go to bed at night.
If we go to bed at night, and I'm playing on my phone and reading those, it is fuel, it is motivation. So I can't express enough that appreciation, and hope you guys continue forward with that.
Yeah, and Steven had a thread that he put up, and you all submitted a lot of beautiful words to our dev team. I think we sent our dev team, we're like, spend an hour, just read these comments from our players, and it warmed everyone's hearts and really lit the motivation fire underneath all of us. I mean, we're already excited for ourselves. We want to create the product so we can play it, but it's really cool seeing that everyone else is just supporting us on that front. And
I think this is probably MMO 6 or 7 for me, but I think
it's like 13
this
for me.
This particular project, I would say, This is the most passion I've seen since, say, EverQuest 1 when I was on that team. And there's an enormous amount of passion on this team to bring you guys the best possible experience we can.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And a lot of this is you guys helping educate people as well, because I think there's a lot of misconceptions, and that's where people go down a weird trail because they think it's something else. And I think a lot of you have been doing a great job answering questions and helping inform people of what's actually happening. And we're doing updates every month. We put out stuff every day almost on our social platforms. So if you want to forward them our way, we're continually trying to show you guys progress as much as we possibly can. And if you look at like this month versus last year, you can really see the difference in the progress that we've made.
Absolutely.
Talking about progress, let's talk a little bit about build promotions and deployment and things like that, and what you guys have been working towards that.
So that's an exciting topic.
Yeah, this is. Hey man, we asked you on the social, and you said you wanted more of this. So here you go.
So yeah, it's an extremely important process. Like our builds take hours to compile the code, and then to package all the assets, and then to get it out into the patcher system. So we're always looking to refine that and speed it up. We have Ash Thoth, who is a straight-up champion, who has fixed so many issues with that and streamlined it. And we're going to be bringing on additional engineers to handle the day-to-day integration. Right now, we do the integrations ourselves. Most of the time, it's Ash doing it. So it's a process that we keep refining, but it's gotten better and better and better over time. So we're just pushing forward and refining it as we go.
And if Ash gets sick, we're all sad.
I still have nightmares over what that process was like about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Ash has refined that. As a matter of fact, yesterday when I woke up at like 3:30 and I was going to go kick off a build, I was like, wow, Ash has really streamlined this. All I had to do was just log into the box and click this button. Right. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah, I think at like midnight that same evening, I had to go in and kill 2 of the processes that got on Windows Update or something, I don't know. Yeah. And then it was easy to restart the one of them, so getting better.
All right. Well, that's kind of a culmination of, a lot of things regarding that. But I want to talk a little bit about, after July, after August, after Alpha 1 testing, you had a couple things that you wanted to discuss, McP, and one of those is in regards to what you guys are going to be refocusing your efforts on in regards to new systems.
Right. So our typical process after we get through a milestone is we're going to, the engineering team is going to work with Steven and production to figure out our overall goals for the next testing phase. And then based on that, we're going to put together all the tasks, and then we're going to give estimates on all of those engineering tasks as they apply to tools or game systems or anything else to meet the company's goals for that next phase. And after that has all been worked out and everyone's happy, then that's when production can make decisions on what that date will look like.
And that will also include the feedback from you all in regards to that month-long test, as well as all of the testing leading up to that month-long test, and what bugs need to fix, what issues pop up that we find out through that testing as well, in order to meet those expectations. And Stephen,
just to give some additional context there, right? Like when you think about all of the systems and designs that are present in Ashes of Creation, Alpha 1 predominantly and Alpha 2 are going to be the most influential testing phases for the project, right? After we kind of collect this data, after we get feedback and sentiment, and we experience this stuff from paper to actual implementation, that's when we go back and we revise. That's when we go back and we, iterate upon, and that's where the largest potential for changes can occur. So I want to make sure that players are anticipating that these are very important testing periods because this is where changes occur. And we are very, as Margaret had said previously, we watch, read everything. Margaret and I watch, read everything. Our development, we link what we watch and
I'm
read
like
into
working
our Slack.
and watching stuff and
Yes,
listening stuff in the background. Like my life is consumed by Ashes of Creation when I'm not
During that weekend test, actually, I think I did the most crazy thing possible. Is where I was like working and typing on Slack and talking in TeamSpeak. I had 2 separate videos on YouTube playing simultaneously at different volumes, so I could try to pick up points at each. I know, it was totally crazy.
That's a little too much there.
But there was just so much content coming out for that weekend because I released that verbal NDA, and there were so many people talking.
I watched so much stuff.
And then I was reading Discord at the same time. So it's like
I was like working out, listening to your podcasts and videos, like just crazy.
Yes, but again, that just goes to show the importance of these testing sessions and the people who are participating is that it does provide us valuable feedback, and we take that feedback, we internalize it, we digest it, and we come up with actionable items from those things that we want to test then further.
And to be clear, on the community side, when Toast is compiling things, or our CS rep, Adam, or our social person, Peter, are kind of like putting these reports together, we just put what you guys say. Like, we just put the feedback. We don't give development suggestions on how to fix it. That's their, they decide how they want to resolve the issues. But we just make it very clear, like, here are the concerns of the community. And they can kind of take and analyze the data that they have that correlates to those things.
Sure.
I think you look like you wanted to say something extra.
I wouldn't be too concerned about this because a lot of the stuff that you buy, you still have to earn the base
additional testing because
before you can
it just reveals
Cosmetic on your character.
New bugs
so
or new issues, and we have
you
to
won't be
test all
dripping
the
game
fixes
one.
that we're trying to put in
tier
week
level
after week
items,
after week to verify that we're giving you guys the best experience.
Yeah, Margaret, I just want to note here that you heard it from McP yourself, that when I come to you and tell you I need a test in like 2 hours, and you're like, but I need at least 24 to notify players.
That's
McP's fault. That's not actually my fault. I actually am just the messenger, so don't kill me on it.
I don't actually. It's more from my perspective. I just want to make sure people can prepare. Like, a lot of people are like, I want to take time off, or I want to make sure like my kid is watched right. Like,
testers.
I'm compassionate about the people, and so I want to make sure they can play. Because like me and Sarah, and maybe Peter sees it on social a little bit. We get to hear the other side of it, where people are like, I didn't get to play because it was at this time, or I didn't have enough notice, or we hear that stuff, and we hear you. We're trying our best to make sure you're notified via email, via Twitter, via Facebook,
my goal
all
is
places.
just to get McP what McP wants, and that's all I really have to worry about.
Me too. Together we'll do it. Speaking of testing, I think this is a great segue to our little love letter from our QA team. So I'm going to kind of read this off to you guys. It's beautiful. I love it. He says, "Hail and well met, glorious Ashes of Creation testers. My name is Sean Ferrens. I am not him, but you get where I'm going with this. I am the manager of quality assurance on Ashes of Creation, and on behalf of the Ashes of QA team, I would like to extend a deep and heartfelt thank you to everyone who participated in testing Ashes of Creation during the weekend of May 14th through May 16th for our Alpha 1 build. In spite of instability and uncertainty, you have all proven to be invaluable in regards to your feedback and bug reports, and for that I cannot express my gratitude enough. As many of you know, developing an MMORPG is an epic endeavor that is filled with trials and tribulations that no other kind of game will ever encounter. And your illustrated dedication has proven to our team that we are on a high road to the best MMORPG gaming experience to date. During this most recent testing period, we received over 2,600 bug reports, which have been an absolute boon to our testing process. We review each report individually, and I continue to be impressed with how detailed and helpful each of these reports has been. Like, seriously, you guys give repro steps and everything super duper handy.
They can't even handle all that. People are just going to get pissed off.
I greatly look forward to your feedback in the future,
there should
and
be a
hope you
paywall,
enjoy
because normally people aren't even invited
so
to these
far.
things.
So
it's
thank
not
you
something for the
so
public.
much,
It's not for the faint of
I know I
heart.
almost said 26,000.
You're going to get a bad first
lot
impression.
Note that those 2,600, a lot of them were repeats. Most of them were stuff that we were already on our known issues list or things that QA was aware of, but there were quite a few that we had not caught before, so really appreciate it.
And before we move on to the art side of things, I just want to reiterate something, and I know,
the cinematics are pretty nice.
Several thousand of you watching at the moment. But, when people say, when's the game done, I want to play. It's important to remember that MMOs typically only have, one launch attempt, unless you're Final Fantasy, right? So we want to make sure we get it right, and we want to make sure that we are launching the game when it's ready, per se, and these tests go to
when it's ready,
right?
Thank you.
This is what helps us
when
get there.
When it's ready, not before.
But keep in mind, again, our foremost thought here is quality, and what that means is we're going to spend the time that's necessary. So we'll keep you abreast of all the changes and the updates with every monthly, live stream that we do.
The game is fully
and you'll
funded,
see the
so
process
when
part
it's
of the way.
When the primary goal is not to make money,
glorious event.
You gotta have a little bit more faith.
Patience is key, and it's what's that old saying about patience and fruit and ripe? And, I don't know. Patience is I don't remember what the thing is, but regardless.
There's a lot of different types of patience.
It's fruit. It's fruit is sweet. Patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet. That's what it is, and that's an important thing to keep in mind. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Also, I just wanted to say thank you so much, Sean, and the QA team. You are all absolute beasts.
Unbelievable beasts.
Very, very hardworking, and that's where the engineering team is able to really go to and for its information on what needs to be fixed and how to fix it.
Absolutely.
Thanks to all the testers for submitting thousands of bugs and making me miserable. I appreciate it.
Kevin, I love you.
Yeah, the QA team is unbelievable. Very well done job.
Yeah, they're even assisting with web QA too, which is a whole other feat. It's like account process stuff, which is insane. Let's move on to our art stuff. I'm excited. There's lots of cool stuff.
We may have to limit some of the questions, by the way, at the end.
Okay.
Down to a few because
we're getting long.
The 1 p.m. I have kind of a hard stop a little bit.
Yeah, I have a meeting. Oh, really? Okay.
It's almost 1 p.m. now.
Let's go quick.
Yeah,
So first and foremost, we have some concept art here that looks really cool. Again, we are showing off a lot of these creatures, plants coming to life and things like that. So you might have seen some plants previously that were created in other development updates, so keep an eye out for those. And of course, these just gorgeous landscapes of different areas, which is just beautiful. We'll move on to the next one.
I love these images. Are just so well finished. I mean, very these look amazing.
Yeah, our team, we'll say it like a million times, they're amazing. The next thing here is the Dunir Crypt. Now you guys have been seeing pieces and objects, and I will show some more of the objects that are in more of their work in progress states, but you've seen some of them previously as well, and now you're going to continue to see the progress of them. I like to try to show you the different elements as they add more textures to stuff, as they implement them in games, so you can see the progress along the way. But now you're seeing this in game and what these look like there.
Yeah, the environment team always does a great job bringing to life the concepts that Ryan Richmond and his concept crew
NFTs for? Seriously?
Put together.
What the hell do they need that?
Really, they do a great job on modeling these assets and building the world around them to make them so compelling and immersive. It's really, we have such an amazing art team.
Crypto.
Yeah, and obviously the crypt is going to be telling its own little tale, as you can probably see with these different very dwarven, dwarven style.
To make
I guess architecture.
Money. I mean, obviously, Stephen, he's wealthy. He doesn't need that.
Yeah, carpentry in some of these cases.
He only wants to charge for a sub because
and then
he can
beyond
pay his
that,
employees to build content.
A couple more in this.
Keep the game afloat.
Oh, I could see this chest. Don't you just want to grab it? But then it's probably gonna you pull it off, and then something bad happens.
It's like a mimic that eats you.
Dude, mimics. Yeah. They're scary, man.
Better make sure you have some universal solvent.
Poison dart traps.
There you go.
And then a bathtub, you need your fancy bathtub to chill and relax in your freehold after all that fighting.
Right? I can't wait to have this be an interactable bathtub that the player can use E to like play an animation and get into the tub and turn the water off.
Both chosen offenses, and then players will be able to ally some of any of the factions.
I'm excited for freehold stuff. I know people do crazy things, and I'm excited to see what you as players do with them. And this is a rug. I think this is the last one. Our next one is Siege, which you all have kind of seen, but obviously from the artist perspective, they're making sure all the textures look beautiful, and so they've been retexturing a lot of the objects, because some of those were older objects when we were working on Castle Siege through Apocalypse's testing ground, and now we're kind of updating those objects, but still using the same thing, so a lot of those things are kind of transferring over, as Stephen and McP stated.
I love how when I have meetings with the art teams, and I remember very vividly,
which references?
3 weeks ago, I'm sitting with Bacon and Mia and Tristan, and I'm talking to them, I'm like, really not liking the way this castle's looking. Maybe you guys can do a pass on it? And Bacon's like, yep, we'll grab it. And then 2 weeks later, I look and I'm like, oh my God, what did you do? This looks so good, thank God. They're so talented, and the great thing is, like, because we've been working together and they kind of have established obviously the art style of the world, you just kind of see these things start coming together. I know early on we got a lot of commentary about like, things kind of feel out of place, and we kind of had multiple directions on how we wanted to do materials and textures and all that kind of stuff. And now just watching these environments in the world, these props, these architectural assets, they just are starting to blend so well and creating a really cool immersive vibe, this mood. Significantly, I noticed it as well with the starting area in the alpha. It's just really come together. They do such a great job.
Yeah, and you've gotten to see the mood in the Goblin Camp that I showed there, and now this in the Graveyard. Perfect transition. Just the vibe of the fog kind of coming through is very interesting and kind of catches your eye, and obviously all the architecture that's happening in all of these areas. And yeah, the last one here is going to be the corrupted mushroom stuff, which you've kind of seen some of it when we, like a couple, maybe like 2 months ago or something like that, we showed off some corrupted area, but now you're really seeing how it just keeps, they keep adding more stuff to it, man. It just keeps looking better and better and better.
I remember I was talking about these mushrooms to Mia and Bacon, and I was like, can we make these like super corrupt and like deformed and decrepit and like heavy red influences? And Mia was like, yeah, I can do that.
I love Mia.
Oh, I know.
And then of course we have more character stuff. So the first thing here is the Kayla Crown. Stephen, do you know what this was made for? This gorgeous crown.
Yes. Yeah. So that will actually be the control point to capture the castle, is that crown that sits atop the throne. So you may have seen it in the video. It was kind of sitting there on the cushion of the throne, or I don't know if there's a cushion per se. But the idea here is that when castle sieges are in their kind of full implementation, is this will actually be a skin that the player who owns the castle when they succeed, not in Alpha 1, but eventually, who owns the castle, they'll be able to apply this skin temporarily while they own that castle to their helmet and can wear the crown walking around. So
you'll be royalty, and you can get royalty, flying mounts and all kinds of stuff.
Yes.
I'm excited to see that. I love the idea of you see like someone flying where you're like, that's somebody important. Like that's so
People
cool.
talking about crypto.
And of course, this is one of them. There may be, some other crowns out there.
There'll be many. There'll be a crown. So there's 5 castles that are intended for Ashes of Creation. Each will have its own distinct crown.
Next up, we have some really cool hairstyles that, of course, Stephen has leaked a couple if you've been paying attention to our social channels or Discord or other places.
You guys will see as, we kind of show you these updates to the character side, that the character team, Chris Atkins and Jinsey and Danny and Eli and Manny, they're and Carson, they're doing an amazing job really moving forward kind of the details of the characters. And you're starting to see that what that quality is going to be like. I mean, this is kind of like this. I would say probably the third pass on characters overall.
Spend all day on that.
You know, a lot of times people ask, well, why haven't we seen the other races?
20, 30 minutes.
We want to establish kind of the quality bar and process with these races first, and then when we move into further content production for the other races, right? We kind of have those pipelines in place, and we have the processes in place, and we know how to approach them. So you're starting to see that that quality here rise to the point where we want it to be, and they're doing a really just amazing job. The character team and the animation team. I mean, you'll see over time just how our animations are constantly getting more in depth and improved, and fluid, and Chris Myers and Minnie McPhee, or
just
Alex
McPhee's
son, actually,
yeah,
is one of our animators.
$10 call him Minnie
McPhee.
McPhee.
And I was planning to get it anyway, so why not?
He's hilarious.
So I picked it up, and they'll be playing
Brad,
sometime in the near future here.
There's just such talent on the art side, and it's great seeing them bring to life these creatures, these characters, this world. In a fluid way. Very cool.
Yes.
And this is, if you guys have seen the Corvid Castigator, these are some variants of it that you may see on other NPCs and stuff like that in the world. And then we have this very much like, if you've seen the maroon harvesting gear that we've had for like our November set, this is like a green version of that you'll see maybe on some NPCs as well. And there's a couple things that I missed. I'm actually going to grab them. We're going to do it live. It's going to probably look weird, but
doing it live.
The Face of Sorrow. We definitely had some folks wanting to see the particle effects, so not completely finished, but it's coming together, man.
Not finished, but important note here is we released the earlier version of the Sorrow set, and we got some good feedback about kind of bringing it back in line with the original concept, and Atkins, I believe. And I'm not sure, I think it might have been Danny, took a pass on it, cool. And we also had Jim incorporate some of the intended effects for the set, so you guys can see that here.
Especially the ox.
And with that, we are going to head on to Q&A, because I know Stephen has to get going, but I'll play this video in the background whilst we chat. I'm going to kind of move it towards some of the combat so you can see that whilst we're chatting. But I'll try to get through as many of these as we can, and Stephen, you just tell me when you need a snippet. So our first one here is from Alandria's Tilt Gamer, and this is on the forums. They want to know about death penalties. How will incurred death penalties, particularly experienced debt, change at max level?
Yeah, so I mean, there's a few approaches to the death penalty with regards to at least experienced debt, right? When you're dying and you're accruing this experience debt over time, it is going to build up essentially, and it'll take larger chunks of percentage at lower level. And when you hit kind of max level, it's going to accrue. I think it's like 3% total level. Or maybe it's 2% total level. But as we kind of run per death, as we kind of run through testing and we play with these numbers, like right now, the experience debt in alpha is completely off mark. We're going to change those things probably in the next week or two. And if we don't get it into a spot that we like, we'll disable it at least for the test, I would say. But it's a process, right? We go through testing, we kind of see how these things play out, how they feel, and we adjust it as necessary.
Awesome. Our next one is... Oh, did you have something else to add?
No.
Okay.
I think we can probably take 2 more questions.
2 more. All right. The next question
pick
here...
the best ones.
Oh, that's going to be... Okay. Ships, because I know people like to hear about ship stuff. Pete Nasty wants to know, will ships have similar permissions structures to freeholds, where others can summon them if the owner of the ship is offline?
No, ships are completely owned by the person who has it in their inventory, and they can only be summoned by that individual. There are functions that exist on the ship that players can participate in. You can restrict those functions based on whether or not the players who are attempting to access it are in your party or in your raid, such as weapons, anchors, utility items. The ability to access the helm and navigate the ship. Those things can be permissioned, yes.
Someone was at the door.
All right. And then our next question is from Lashing about item sinks. Are there any involuntary item sinks planned for gear, since over-enchanting and deconstructing items are both by player choice?
Involuntary, I'm sorry, the first part of that was?
Involuntary item sinks planned for gear.
Yes, there are. If you're corrupt and you die, you can lose gear. And then...
like some games have like repairing armor.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily consider it per se a sink, because you're not losing the item exactly, even if it decays, but the components necessary to repair the item aren't just going to be a simple gold sink like many of us have experienced that becomes relatively irrelevant over time. Instead, they're going to require some of the base material components in order to repair. And then additionally, there might be added constraints in having to have a crafter that either has the recipe to effectuate repairs on very unique items as well. But as I said, we'll be testing that as well.
Beamer needs
but I think that provides again a necessary economic demand for particular types of materials and components, and that also feeds into the deconstruction loop as well.
Hey!
All right, hopefully that answered your question, buddy. But with that, we are going to kind of wrap up our May development update. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know it was a longer one. And of course, a reminder that the June cosmetics will be swapping over.
That's her eyes again.
We'll still have the Alpha 1 pre-order package with that next set. It'll just be a new cosmetic set with it on June 9th. And then, of course, our next playtest, if you have Alpha 1 access, is June 2nd. You can see the pinned post on our support Twitter that will give you information on how to join, or you might have gotten an email. It's on the forums in a secret place as well as on the Discord. So if you have Alpha 1 access, you should be able to get access to all of those places and find the secret NDA areas where we'll give you more information. We try to keep you up to date as much as possible, and even with the server, when they're going up and when they're going down. So with that, we made it through our May development update. Do you guys have anything else you want to add? And of course, thank you, McP, so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Thanks to everyone for the awesome testing.
Absolutely.
Love it.
I know people really wanted to hear kind of more of that behind the scenes stuff.
3-hour June update.
Hopefully they liked it, even though Steven's like, this is kind of a boring topic.
No. It was good.
All right. Well, we'll see you later. If you are just tuning in now, we will have this on our Twitch as well as over on our YouTube channel where you can relive the action. I will make sure that there are timestamps for you as well over on the YouTube channel, and we always put it up on our news channel as well over on our website. So anywhere you go, we'll make sure that you know that we're live and where we're at. So follow us over on our YouTube channel. Follow us right here on Twitch so you don't miss out on any future live streams. And of course, Twitter and Facebook and Instagram if you're interested in more day-to-day content. And we'll see you next month for another development update.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Toodles.
Okay. Well, that's a little unfortunate there that it was like that, but I didn't get much questions, but otherwise it was pretty good. I'm going to be long enough here in a minute, but what I want to do before that really quick is so that's going to be it for my Ashes creation, but I did get a package today and I'm going to be snipping this highlight off, and I want to open it up, or maybe I'll do that separately in a different video since it's not related. Alright, well thanks for joining me today, and we're going to continue keeping an eye on the game, and I'm going to probably be doing anytime there's news updates and whatnot, so I'll be doing some coverage once at least. I'm planning at least once a week, once or twice depending on the news, and I think next week I'm going to give Black Desert Online a try during the day. So I'm going to stream that. It's supposed to have similar combat, and it has nodes. So there's some inspiration there. There's definitely some from Guild Wars 2. So yeah, I want to try some of these things out just to kind of get a feel for it. But otherwise, thanks for joining me. have a wonderful long weekend, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.